What's up, everybody watching in the computer, smartphone, tablet, or TV? This is Andy, and welcome to my 2019 NFL season prediction video. So, obviously, you should be seeing this video Thursday, September 5th, 8 a.m. Eastern, because we have a real game for keeps later tonight on your local NBC affiliate, as the Green Bay Packers will renew their rivalry with the Chicago Bears. So another chapter in their rivaled history. Should be fun to watch that game. But we do have to talk about what's going to happen around the league. So let's start off with the AFC. So my number one seed will be AFC West winner, Kansas City Chiefs, who will finish with a record of 13-3. Now I'm going with this record because I think that the gunslinger, NFL MVP from last season, Patrick Mahomes, who hopefully won't fall under the Madden curse because he's on the cover this year, should have a good season. As long as he stays healthy, everything goes fine. It's just that what happens when you don't have Pat Mahomes? You're going to have to rely on a wasted EJ Manuel, which I hope that does not happen. I mean, he is going to be interesting. You have Chad Henne. What does that do? Unless he got cut. See, again, this is why you have to check Google. This is why you check Google. Because I will mention that a couple days ago, and this is something interesting. All right, good. So Chad Henne is still here. But Matt Moore? That's their third string? Oh, that's a joke. But LaShawn McCoy was cut by the Bills a couple days ago. Now he's going to reunite with Andy Reid in Kansas City. That should be interesting. Wide receiver. How about Sammy Watkins? Is he still going to be around? Let's find out. And according to Google, he is still on the Chiefs. All right, good. Just making sure. And then you got Travis Kelce, who he'll be fine. Kelce, I feel, is one of the best tight ends in the NFL right now. So we'll see how that ends up. Now, as far as why I think they will only lose 3 games, let's get to some reasoning why that could probably happen. So obviously, you do have to play LA, so I'm thinking probably on November 18th, they will lose that game against the Chargers. I'm just going with a crazy prediction here. Let me think what else, why they could lose. Alright, so let's go with the reasonable game. December 8th at New England, so that's probably another game they could lose. And then, trying to be reasonable here, maybe the Green Bay Packers. I don't know, because their schedule is pretty easy. I mean, yes, the Ravens are going to be tough, but I'll get to that later on in this video and why I don't think they will make the playoffs. But I'll have to say Green Bay or Minnesota, because they could beat Tennessee on November 10th. But that would be a good question to ask ourselves. Now, let's go with the New England Patriots. Now, it is possible, as a 2 seed, they could finish with the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs, 13-3. That's definitely possible. I would not rule that out. Now, again, we know about Brady. It's like Marsha, of course, but that's a whole different story. Now, I'm not going to go into specifics about New England. It's all about Brady. All right? Tom Brady. That's it. All right? No, nothing else to say about the Patriots here. All right? Everybody, including me, except people who love the Patriots, and that includes a majority of New England, sorry to call you all out, they worship this guy. It's enough already. He has 6 rings. And the call quits. You know? And I'll get to the New York Jets later on in this video, because we gotta talk about why I think the Jets could make the playoffs, which is very important. Because I'm sorry, but even though I'm not a New York Jets fan, out of all the teams that have a good future right now in that division, it's going to be the New York Jets. Eventually down the line, you're going to see Sam Darnold and the New York Jets win the AFC East every year. The next decade, I will not rule that out. Once Brady's gone, who's going to lead the AFC East every year? It's such a bad division that the Jets could win it every year, even with the 9-7 record. But New England, what the heck, 13-3, same record as Kansas City, but they will. I'm thinking, wait a minute, hang on here, because I had the page from the Kansas City Chiefs schedule on my Lydia Sports Guide. Let's see, because I have it right here on page 209 if you want to... Yeah, page 211 if you're reading along with me. So, right, December 8th. Now, thankfully, I have NFL Sunday Ticket, so if that game is not available in the New York market, I might be able to watch it on NFL Sunday Ticket. So I may have to circle that game. That will be something. Because thankfully, if the Ravens are playing at the same time, I have the feature where you can put it on one screen. Like, I could do a PIP if I have to do the Patriot Chief game if they're both playing at 4:25, because it actually says 3:25 on here. I'm thinking that's Kansas City time. That's why. Alright, third seed in the AFC is going to go to the winner of the AFC North, and that will be the Cleveland Browns. So, right now the Browns are stacked up and ready for the future, I feel. They will definitely make the playoffs. I'm giving them an 11-5 record. Now, it's very reasonable to give them an 11-5 record because, again, 11-5 or 12-4, it's definitely possible for Cleveland. Now, you have Baker Mayfield, who I saw this kid play in college. You know, he has to live up to the expectation somehow, right? And then you have Landry. Now, if he can avoid trouble, that's good right there if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. And then you got Odell Beckham Jr. So look at that. Things are looking up for you guys in Cleveland right now, huh? Now, as far as the running back position is concerned, Browns on the running back, so I'm trying to take a look at it right now. You have Kareem Hunt. That makes it interesting. Then you got Nick Chubb. You know how good that depth is? I think I have another running back in the Packers, Joe Carriage, so that's not that bad. And looking at the tight end position, because again, I don't want to talk about New England. See, this is so dumb. You type tight end, comes out specific, but just get rid of that. Sorry about the Facebook. But, yeah, you got, worry about the tight end. Unless Carlos Hyde, let me see where he's at right now. Right, went to Houston. Thinking, why did he get pulled up as a running back? But the tight end just said people search for Carlos Hyde, he went to Houston. That I remember. And we'll get to the Texans later on, which we'll mention that. But Cleveland should be a 3 seed. You're not going to compete with Big Brother like Kansas City or New England unless one of the two just randomly fall. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility that you could see Cleveland even trying to chase a first-round bye. Get that 2 seed. I mean, I like to see New England play in the first round, so that way maybe they can get upset, which would be fun to watch in January. But that's 5 months down the road from now. Actually, no, 4 months. Because when you look at September to January, that's 4 months. Never say never. And the fourth and final seed, this is going to really be tough to predict. So, I'm going to be reasonable here. And I'm thinking if everything goes correct, and call me wrong here, but I think if Marcus Mariota can stay healthy, the Tennessee Titans can win the AFC South. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, well, we know what Marcus Mariota is, alright? He's whatever. But what do the Titans offer right now? Well, you have Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis at running back. And what about receivers? What about receivers? Well, Adam Humphries and Corey Davis are not that bad, right? So, what I can't figure out is why aren't they listing Tyrod Taylor here? You know, they can... This is what I don't understand here. Let's see, I just pulled up an article. It says... According to reports, Tyrod Taylor is telling the defensive coaches about his former team's playbook. That is too funny right there. But yeah, I think Tennessee, if they can go 9-7 or maybe even 8-8, because the division's just going to be a joke. Don't count the Titans out. I think they could be around to make the playoffs. I want to see them win, but again, Marcus Mariota, you need to stay healthy. Now, if Mariota can produce some numbers, you definitely can see the Titans make the playoffs. Because Jacksonville, we don't know what's going to happen with Nick Foles. The D-line looks good. But what's going to happen if the D-line can't keep him in games every week? The D-line for Tennessee is trying to get stronger every week from what I've heard. Houston's such a mess right now. The Texans, I'm going to be honest with you all, I'm not very impressed by them. I would have said Houston originally, but here's the thing with the Texans. It's a nightmare. If you're a Houston Texans fan and you're watching this video, you know, Clowney just shipped off and left town. And where did he end up going? The Seattle Seahawks. And everybody tries to revive their career with Russell Wilson these days, huh? Again, it's such a joke right now. What, J.J. Watt? Yeah, J.J. Watt just is a star. It's all he is. He's ever going to be a star. And, you know, what is he doing in Houston every year? Yeah, I would be jumping ship too. I would be. Give me some playtime in Cleveland right now. That's where I want to go. And I know I'm talking about a team in my division. You know, it's a whole different story. But Cleveland's where it's at right now. Come on. Or go to the Jets even. The Jets in a couple of years, you could be in the playoffs with Sam Darnold every year. But again, I will discuss the wild cards right now. So let's just move on. Tennessee wins the South 9-7. Fourth seed. Now, AFC wild cards first up. I'm going to go with the LA Chargers, led by veteran quarterback Phillip Rivers, who will finish with a record of 10-6. I'm going to be reasonable about this. So, 10-6 will be the record for the, maybe even 11-5. That would be reasonable. So right now, the Chargers, you got Melvin Gordon. You know how good that is to have Melvin Gordon right now? And looking at the tight end position, I'm more of an offense guy. You have Antonio Gates. Future NFL Hall of Famer Antonio Gates. You know how good that is to have him around still? Which, oh, actually, no. Wait, where's Antonio Gates? That's right, he's a free agent. I love being practical with you all. Okay. So, what about wide receiver? Let's see what we got. Wide receiver. Keenan Allen, Travis Benjamin. Okay, not too bad. Could be worse. And, you know, LA is going to be around. I think that they should be able to make it in. And we'll see how it goes. And, lastly, we will talk about the New York Jets, which is a shocking team. I'm going to get criticized for this, but hear me out, everyone. The New York Jets made a big splash in the offseason by acquiring Le'Veon Bell. That's going to be interesting. Wide receiver depth for the Jets is very good. You will have Robbie Anderson, Jamie Crowder, and of course your number one slot receiver, Quincy Enunwa. Besides that, the Jets have very good depth in the running back position, especially Brennan Powell. I think that's his name. I talk about this guy a lot. The Jets have everything going for them right now to build a core in a couple years where you'll definitely see them win, on average, 11 or 12 games a year, which should be fine. And looking at the tight end position, nothing really impressive about tight ends, I guess. Unless something just, you know, something comes up. I mean, I could look at the depth chart right now for the Jets, which I looked that up right now. And remember, each team has to have 53 men on the roster because the deadline was on Saturday last week. Let's see what they have at tight end. 4 tight ends right now on the roster: Chris Hendren, Ryan Griffin, Daniel Brown, Trevon Wesco. I'm not really impressed by tight ends. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really impressed with tight ends. And of course, you don't have Mangold, who was the best center of all time. Literally, nobody talks about centers. Nick Mangold was one of the best offensive linemen of all time. I mean, you can't make that stuff up. If only he was still around, huh? But, hey, the Jets have a core to build on. And if they do something right, you could definitely see them play the Cleveland Browns in the first round. That's definitely not out of the question. Alright, now moving on to the NFC. So my number one seed in the NFC, finishing off with a record of 13-3, will be the New Orleans Saints. Now, with the New Orleans Saints, we have something interesting to work with here, do we? Now, we have the future Hall of Famer, Drew Brees, who was almost there, almost getting close to the Super Bowl, but we know what happened with the Rams, which is, again, very controversial. I know many people do not still want to talk about it to this day, just like how the whole situation with the Chiefs last year. But you do have to say something good about the Saints here, right? I am stuttering there because I wish that I can give you all the depth. I don't have that page right now. It's supposed to be on page 68. I did lose it. Here we go. The depth right now, you have Teddy Bridgewater, who I think if something does happen, Bridgewater is capable of backing up a team, I guess. It might be the successor to Drew Brees. So keep that in mind. New Orleans still could be around for a couple years. Jared Cook, obviously a tight end. You have Michael Thomas on the receiving core. And Alvin Kamara. You know, that's very good right there. So, Saints should be fine with a record of 13-3. So, the interesting thing about their schedule is, and this is very interesting, week 2, they gotta play the Rams at LA. So, again, thankfully with Sunday Ticket, if I can't get the game in New York, I still have the Sunday Ticket at least. So I'm not completely screwed on that end. I know Baltimore's playing at 1 o'clock. That's the home opener against Arizona, which I'll get to the Giants and the Cardinals. Not the Cardinals, not every team. I'm about to say the Ravens. I'll get to the Ravens at the end of this video. But let's stay on topic. Let's go to the second seed. Second seed would be the LA Rams. You have, of course, led by Jared Goff. Took him to the Super Bowl last year. You have just an amazing running back. You know, I talk about Todd Gurley all the time. I still have him as my number one running back. Now, call me crazy, but if I were to put my top 3 right now to have an offense built around, it would be Drew Brees, Travis Kelce, and Todd Gurley. That would be my offense. And then receivers, that's a good thing. You know, I would have to say for receiving core, I'd have to go with a new one from the Jets. And who else would I go with? I'd have to go with the Cowboys receiver. I forget his name right now, but I know it by heart if I had the name put in front of me. Because I know he was with Oakland and he got traded last year. Because that's who I'm going to predict for the East in just a second. But we'll be reasonable here. Definitely will be at the moment. Right, so receiver, I have to go with Amari Cooper. I like Amari Cooper. The kid has guts. And, you know, just say this right now, Rams should be the 2 seed. And their record will be maybe 11-5 or 12-4. Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? I'm going to go with them being the 3rd seed. So let's go with LA being 12-4. And to be reasonable, I will go with them Cowboys at a record of 11-5. Now, with them Dallas Cowboys, you got that Dak Prescott. You got Amari Cooper. You got Winton, who came out of retirement. And lastly, Ezekiel Elliott, who loves to jump in those Salvation Army buckets. There, I got it out of my system. But yes, I think the Cowboys are definitely capable of winning the NFC East again. I am very concerned about Carson Wentz's health in Philadelphia. I just don't think that Philadelphia will have a healthy Wentz. That's why I'm going with Dallas, because maybe the Eagles will prove me wrong. I don't know. But I will just be very disappointed that the Cowboys are not in the playoffs, because Prescott is capable of taking them every year. You better not be like another Tony Romo. I'm telling you right now, if they have another bust like Tony Romo, that's going to be a disaster. Alright? But yeah, I think the Cowboys definitely capable winning it, 11-5 record. So, New Orleans would be 13-3, Rams would be 12-4, and then you have the Cowboys at 11-5. And lastly, for my winner in the NFC North, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. Now, go Pack, go. I'm really hoping I want to see Aaron Rodgers back in the playoffs again, because as a fan, I'm just hungry to see Aaron Rodgers make the playoffs. And again, this is coming from somebody who roots for an AFC team, but again, hear me out. I think if Aaron Rodgers is definitely healthy, and if he can stay healthy, I'm definitely going to go with the Packers to win the NFC North. Now, I'm sorry if your wild card didn't get in. Well, I'll get to that in just a second. I just want to quickly mention the depth right now. And by the way, I could see the Lions going 9-7 and not making the playoffs. I'll just quickly mention that right now. I really do feel bad for Matthew Stafford. You know, he should be begging for a trade right now. He could literally have gone to Denver and, you know, been there right now. Devontae Adams, you have Jamal Alston, you have Jimmy Graham. Running back, you have Aaron Jones. It's going to be interesting. I really can't say. DeShone Kizer, I just can't see that happening. So, maybe Minnesota, if Rodgers, you know, doesn't stay healthy. But I could definitely see it happening. Packers win the North. I hope later tonight we will see Aaron Rodgers play on NBC. I really hope so, because I will be disappointed. He really hasn't played that much in the preseason, but hopefully he's ready to go. And if he's not, then you're going to see him mounting from the Bears later tonight. So moving on to the wild cards. I'm going to be very reasonable about the wild card. So first up, your first wild card will be, in fact, the Atlanta Falcons. I think if the Falcons can get their act together, you can see Matt Ryan and Julio Jones back in the playoffs. And they even got an offensive lineman from the Jets, James Carpenter. So, Devontae Freeman, he needs to wake up. He was just terrible last season. Devontae Freeman can be the all-elite running back he's supposed to be. The Falcons can definitely get their act together. I could see them getting the first wild card with a 10-6 record or 11-5. And my second wild card, I'm going to go with the Seahawks, because obviously something is not right with the NFC if we don't have Russell Wilson in the playoffs. I'm sorry, 49ers fans. Jimmy Garoppolo, we may go 10-6, but what's going to happen if Seattle gets one more win than you? Definitely possible. I could see the Seahawks definitely getting in. Seattle is definitely capable of being the second wild card. So I will give them a record of 9-7 to make the playoffs. I think it's definitely possible. Maybe 10-6. We'll see how it ends up. But yeah, so 2 wild cards in the NFC will be the Falcons, and then you have the Seahawks. Now, let's move on to 2 more teams very quickly before I wrap this video. The Giants, pray that their long season will end. I could see Daniel Jones starting later on. Eli Manning's not going to be able to prove himself. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, I like Saquon Barkley. I think the kid has a good future, but you need to start developing now. You have to. I mean, later on down the road, don't you want to be a wild card team? So, For the New York Football Giants, I'd say pray that your 4-12 season ends sooner than it has to, because I'm telling you right now, if you bleed blue, it's going to be a very miserable season. Do I have sympathy for Giant fans? Listen, you blew up your whole team. It's not your fault that you had Eli being all-pro. You had the Godfather, Todd Coughlin. Listen, you literally blew it up. No way to recover from this now unless you get Daniel Jones to, not be its tank. What happens next? You end up only winning 2 games and you have to start all over again. And, oh, wait a minute. We can't get Tagovailoa. Oh, yeah, that could definitely happen. I'm sorry to bring up college football, but there are a lot of good college kids coming up next season. Telling you that right now. Wait until the draft comes. I cannot wait for the draft next year. Just because there's going to be some really good kids coming up next year. And Ravens, I hate to admit it, but I do not see them making the playoffs because, again, the D-line is bad. And I did bring up Arizona earlier, and we do have to get into Terrell Suggs, who is a traitor. I thought he was going to be part of the flock for life. Like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, thank you for being a part of the flock for life. That's why we still have respect for you in Maryland. But telling you right now, I am irate. Right? Suggs is a traitor. He will never, ever be respected in the state of Maryland ever again. Ravens flock, week 2, home opener. Show up. I want to hear you boo this guy. This guy is a traitor to the state of Maryland. Oh, and let's talk about C.J. Mosley. You know what's good about the Jets, at least? C.J. Mosley is going to be on the D-line. So if Mosley stays with the Jets for a while, I'm telling you right now, the Jets also hit another home run in free agency. You got Le'Veon Bell and C.J. Mosley? Man. But man, Arizona, they're going to be under 500 again. Terrell Suggs is such a fool. I would only give the Ravens that second spot if the D-line didn't get weak. And I'm telling you right now, Lamar Jackson's going to be impressive. He'll put up some numbers. You have Hollywood Brown. What was that supposed to do? Willie Snead's going to be our top receiver? He's only a 3rd, 4th string receiver. Me all riled up. You had John Brown last year, who was a rookie and lived up to the expectations, and Crabtree left us. So it's going to be a disaster in Baltimore this year. Don't get fooled by those 4 playoff wins. Don't get fooled that Baltimore keeps winning in the preseason, because it is going to be a disaster. And speaking of which, where did Crabtree end up? Oh, he joined Terrell in Arizona. Oh. This is just too good. And by the way, where did John Brown end up? Let's find out. John Brown ended up in Buffalo. That's right. He thought that he would be playing with LaShawn McCoy. That didn't end up happening, now did it? Sorry to get all riled up. But trust me, it's going to be a long season for me as a Ravens fan. If they, fool me, good. Good. But I just do not see the Baltimore Ravens making the playoffs until they get their act together on defense. There's no defensive line right now. The defense is going to be terrible. And we're playing a lot of tough teams this season. I'm not going to get into the schedule, but imagine playing Cleveland twice and you can't match up well against OBJ. Alright? Imagine that. And then, when you look at the other receiver that I just mentioned for Cleveland, and we're going to talk about the other receiver, and I have to bring it up before I leave the air, even though this will be important. Landry, what if you can't cover him And then we have to talk about Antonio Callaway. Look at that. Another kid who came up in the draft. I'm telling you right now. We're playing Cleveland twice. How are we going to match up against them? Cleveland's going to be better than they were last year. So, I think with that, and I'm literally hot right now because getting all riled up about the Ravens is just going to make me end up like urinating Tree right now, where he just goes bananas every time he rants. With that, enjoy the season. Maryland. I am calling out the whole state of Maryland right now. We all need to pray together as a flock and hope that something will happen. Anything. I want to see Lamar do good. Just don't think things are going to end up our way. Thank you all very much for watching. And until the next one, please take care.